everybody, I'm here today to tell you some mistakes that you should avoid making when buying a car. In this video, I'll be going over 6 simple mistakes that you should most definitely avoid. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Mistake number 1 is not considering new and used options. Now, a lot of people, when they go buy a car, most people, when they go buy a car, are just set on buying a new car, or they're just set on buying a used car. They're not open to the idea of a new or used car. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? If you're in the market for a new car, you're probably not going to want a car that's like 10 years old. But maybe you might be okay with a car that's 1 or 2 years old if it's a much better deal. If you're in the market for a 2-year-old car, you're not going to want a car that's 10 years old, but maybe you want a car that's brand new if it's a good deal. My point is, you don't want to be focused on just a new car or just a used car. You want to have a little bit of a range or a play area of what you're looking for with regards to your vehicle purchase, okay? So for instance, as an example, let's say you want to buy a new car. You're set on this specific car, this trim level, right? Maybe if you buy a car that's 1 year old in amazing condition, you can actually get a higher trim level for the same price. Or let's say you're set on buying a car that's 1 year old at this trim level. Maybe if you buy a brand new car, you might have to go down a trim level to get the same price, but you're getting a brand new vehicle. It's completely up to you, but be open to both options. That is the point of mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is not taking advantage of purchase incentives. So many dealerships, whether they are used car dealerships or new car dealerships or dealerships that sell both types of cars, have purchase incentives. You want to try and maximize the purchase incentives. Let's say you're buying a car and you're going to be able to get like 80% of it as a down payment. You just need to finance the remaining 20%. Let's say you're buying a car, just for instance, for the sake of argument, you're buying a $50,000 car. You have $40,000, but you need to finance the remaining $10,000. But if you're able to purchase the car outright with cash, like outright, no financing, just buying the car, maybe the dealership's going to knock off $5,000 as a purchase incentive. Well, then it's better for you to maybe get a loan from a bank for the remaining $10,000 so that you can get that $5,000 off. And this way you're only getting a loan of $5,000. You're only financing $5,000 through the bank as opposed to $10,000 through the dealership. These are just little things that you should keep in mind and look for those purchase incentives, because you can actually save a substantial amount of money and get a better car for the same amount that you're paying if you take advantage of them. Moving forward, mistake number 3 is taking the first price that you are offered. Okay, now when you go in to buy a car, they're going to offer you a price. They're probably going to say there's basically no negotiation room, but I'll tell you, as a rule of thumb, there is negotiation room. And if there's not negotiation room with regards to the price, then maybe you can get some other stuff, right? So thrown into the deal, right? Maybe you can get an extended warranty, whatever the case is, some free oil changes. There's always negotiation room. Take it from me, okay? So with that being said, when you're offered the first price, take that as the starting point, and then imagine it goes down. Now, you're probably gonna have to settle between what you want and what they've offered you, the price they offer you and the price that you want. You're probably gonna have to find your way in the middle, right? You're not gonna get the price that you want. It's probably not gonna happen. So you have to settle in the middle, but don't take the first price that you're offered, because that would be definitely would be mistake number 3. Mistake number 4 is making the deal in one sitting, basically not walking away from the deal. When you go into a dealership, you're gonna have to walk away at least once, okay? Even if they're giving you the price that you want, walk away, because when you walk away, they're probably going to be able to give you a little bit of a better price. So if you walk away from the deal and you call them back, 2 days later and say, listen, I've reconsidered it, they're probably going to say, well, you know what, come in, we can probably do something a little bit better for you. And maybe they're going to throw in some other stuff in the deal, right? Now, this goes for both new and used car purchases. It's not just buying a new car. Even if you're buying a used car, walk away. Unless it is a super rare car, Okay, if that car sells, if that used car sells, you could probably find another car, the exact same car, at a close by dealership. Unless it's a super rare car, that's a different story. But if it's not a super rare car, you could probably find the same car or a very, very similar car at a different dealership that, you know, in which you can get the price that you really want. Mistake number 5 is driving the car off of the lot without a thorough inspection. Listen, even if you purchase the car tonight, like you see the car at, let's say, 9 p.m. and then you're picking it up tomorrow at 9 a.m. Like only a 12-hour window, things can happen to the car. You know, scratches can happen. It can get dirty. Someone can, you know, take the car for one final joyride at the dealership and damage the engine's components. Lots of things can happen. So before you take the car off the lot, before you drive the car off the lot, do a thorough inspection, okay? Like, you bought this car. Don't be afraid to take 30 minutes, 40 minutes and look over the entire vehicle, top to bottom. You know, start it up. Make sure that it's, you know, in the condition that you bought it, or in perfect condition if it's a brand new vehicle, before you drive it off the lot. Because once you drive it off the lot and you notice something's wrong, there's no proof whether that was you that made, you know, that made the error or scratched the car, or the dealership, or someone at the dealership, or something at the dealership. So don't forget that. Don't drive the car off the lot without a thorough inspection. Last but not least, the 6th thing that you should not do, the 6th mistake to avoid making, is spending your whole budget on the car itself. Now, when you're buying a car, whether it's a new car or used car, there will be added expenses, okay? Now, sometimes the added expenses will be minimal. Like if you're buying a new car, you know, you're probably gonna get, you know, your oil changes are probably gonna be the same price as your old car for the most part. Maybe your insurance is gonna go up. You won't really have any repairs and it'll probably be under warranty. So the expenses will be minimal, but you need to save some money for expenses, for additional expenses when you buy a car. Because let's say you buy a new car. You're probably gonna need winter mats. You're probably gonna need winter tires when the time comes. You know, you might need this or that. If you're buying a used car, maybe there's gonna be a repair down the road. Maybe you're gonna wanna purchase a warranty later on. If you notice the car isn't in as good of a condition as you thought, maybe you're gonna wanna purchase a warranty a little bit down the road. There will be additional expenses that you are likely to incur. So it's very important to take part of your budget, a small part or a medium part of your budget, and just save it aside for additional expenses with the car. And that's basically it. In this video, I've gone over 6 specific car buying mistakes that you should avoid making when you're buying a car. Very simple mistakes. Please avoid them at all costs. Don't make these mistakes when buying a car. And that's basically it. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.